A lot longer than you think. Anyway, yeah, welcome. I'm Fujit, and this is Fujit's Blitz, and we're here for the round robin second stage. And we are going out with jokes today. The first game will be jokes against BPS Gravitas. The second game will be jokes against Raid. You can see the scoreboard there at the moment. We left the stream last night when BPS Gravitas and APA were still battling it out. APA finally won that game, so they are riding high with 6 points. Serenity, they are in second place with 5. BPS Spedorani, IKRA, Kobni, all on, they're on both on 4 points. BPS Gravitas in pink team are on 3 points. Jokes are on 2. Raid are on 1. So, a lot to do for Raid. I'm not the only one streaming. In the corner there, you can see the other streamers. Going through the English-speaking streamers first, we have Aminet. She is following IKRA for the second stage of the round robin. We, of course, are following Jokes. Wild Ones Helper is following BPS Spider Annie. Nino is following Serenity. And that's it for the English-speaking streamers. We then have iShot. He is following Pink in Russian. Ninja TV, also in Russian, following Serenity. Robert85 in Espanol, following BPS Gravitas. And Manu in Italian, following Raid. We will be getting the invite through very, very shortly. As I said, we're going out... that's the wrong BPS. You see, this is what happens. That is the wrong BPS. So I've got to just take that off a minute. So boom, it should be that one. Which one should it be? I think it should be that BPS. Should be the Gravitas logo, not the Spider Rani logo. So just to put you in the picture, we're going out with Jokes. The games with Al. We're going to do the match flyovers. They're going out against Gravitas on Mayan Ruins, Alpenstadt, Fort Despair with the decider on Normandy. Against Raid, it'll be Molenbeek, Winter Malinovka, Rockfield, and New Bay. We'll do the flyovers. We're about to kick off with the room invite in seconds few. There will be a slight break in the middle of the stream, obviously, for various reasons. Mainly because there'll be a break between the games. Yeah, there's no code, Dr. Graham. It's not on this stream. But keep your eyes open because coming up there will be, not on this stream, but in a few more days on some of the grand final streams that will be kicking off. There will be rewards. So keep your eyes open for those streams. We should be getting the invite through very shortly. As I said, I mean, last night, Raid, bless them, had a terrible time. It really wasn't their evening. Hopefully they've consolidated themselves and consoled themselves, and they're going to get back into action today. Excuse me while I have some coffee. I think I may have sorted out the laggy webcam. I'm not sure. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's OBS or what. It's very weird because I have more than enough RAM, but I think it's just OBS struggling a little bit. So there we go. I will jump out of the room. What we'll do, we stay out here until we get to the 3-minute mark, then we jump back into the room. The reason for that is purely due to the stream delay, guys. It's a 3-minute delay. That is the minimum recommended by Wargaming. So we drop it down and just keep the 3 minutes. I'll put the scores up on the doors when we get in, not yet. There's no real point at the moment. Mainly, well, I'll put the, you won't see it yet, but I'll put the red and the blue cards on and the 0-0s. But it's not, basically what happens is you get into the room and then Team A is on this side, Team B is on this side. Then when you get into the match, Team A is on this side and Team B is on this side. So it all goes a little bit weird, to say the least. And I'm pretty lazy, and I don't have enough. I don't have enough fingers to basically do one for the room and then one for the for the actual game. So that's the problem there. But got a fair few people in the chat. How you all doing? Ominous, Damien, Kerfuffles, Jepu, and obviously Dr. Graham. There are actually 17 people in the chat, but only a few of you are talking. So it happens, I guess. We should be jumping in anytime soon now into the room. It's getting close to that 3-minute mark. And then we'll get to see what they're readying up in, what they're all doing, what they're going out in, what meta selections they've got for this first map. So there we go, hit the 3-minute mark. Just give it a little bit longer and let's jump in. So here we go, jumping in, and I've suddenly got a cat that wants to sit on my lap, and my webcam is off, which is really weird. Let me put it back on again. Is that the right one? No, it's not the right one. Which one is it? I don't know which one it is now. No, it's not that one. And there's a cat. There's a cat on my lap. Come on, buddy cat. You can't sit on my lap. Get it off. Sorry about that. I had a cat attack. So, we're on Mayan Ruins. Before we go through everything, let's have a look at Mayan Ruins. So that's Mayan Ruins, a map we're all familiar with, or we should be. Gladkey, how you doing? Henchman, thank you very much. Jamalan, hello. So we will have BPS on the south spawn and Jokes on the north spawn. BPS have readied up. We have 6K in the IS4, Kiko in the 60 TP, Radikos in the 60 TP, Ukalova in the Sheridan potentially, RG in the Kranwagen, Navigator in the 71, and Ex-Solier in the Kranwagen. Looking at Jokes, we have Venu in the 71, Norman in the 71, Sinkier in the 71. I always get this one wrong, and it's Zani, I believe, is in the 71. Is that Marsink? It is Marsink. Of course it's Marsink in the 71. Tic Tac Oo in the 113, and Al Paloco in the 71. So those are the teams. That is what their meta selection is at the moment. I am just waiting for them to get into the game, and then I'll put the logos and everything up. And all of a sudden, my webcam has gone weird again. Bear with me. My webcam is back to normal. Oh, webcams. Bane in everybody's life. Absolutely. So, it looks like Ukalova actually isn't going out in a Sheridan, but something else. So we'll see what that is. See what I mean? So we have Jokes on that side, BPS on that side. So, and now I'm floating. Thank you, webcam, for being amazing. I'll sort that out in a minute. Excuse the fact that my left arm and my midriff have been chopped off by the webcam. It just happens. We're going out here on Mayan Ruins. We're kicking it off. And already we're looking at BPS. Well, BPS, they're sending Ukalova there in the Type 71 down towards the C-cap. Navigator sort of sticking with the rest of BPS. All their heavy is going towards the middle area. Moving over to Jokes. Although I got caught up. Well, we have them also going to the middle area, far from Tic Tac Oo. Tic Tac Oo is just standing there at the back, just keeping rear guard. Sani and Venu and Al Paloco are pushing over to try and get into those normal positions. The C-cap will be taken by Norman Bates and Marsink. Jumping in there very quickly. Those two Type 71s grabbing that C-cap. making sure that the cap advantage does go to Jokes. Rotating back round the map here, we can see that RG, Radikos and Kiko and Echelon are all lined up here. Shots coming across and one landing onto Radikos, and now Jokes are making a little push here. Venu and Sink here moving in, trying to put those shots in, and Sani is also moving in. So Alpaloco just holding back for the moment, and Tic Tac 2 over there is going to start some put shots into that IS4 of 6k. But we're staying with this for the moment because they're looking to put big shots into this Echelon. Echelon here could go down. Down goes Echelon. First blood goes to Jokes. And now BPS trying to make another counter push, looking for Venu. Venu there looking worse for wear. He is now a one shot. It gets one into Kiko, but 6k should finish Venu off. Sani is down. And Venu's not going to last much longer, but Kiko is also very low. And Alpaloco will be looking to finish off Kiko if he can, and he does. And now, back over this side, Norman Bates is a one-shot. 6k in the IS4 is behind. Ukalova being smacked, but Norman Bates will get smacked by 6k. There he goes. Now we've got Mars Sink and Sink here. Mars Sink, well, he's really pushing it here a little bit. He's got Navigator on his tail. And at the moment, it's pretty even Stevens. Look at the... I mean, Jokes have got less hit points. Now they've got less tanks. And Jokes, well, they're pushing over this side of the map. Let's get over there quickly if we can. RG in the Kranwagen is the one who's feeling the pain. Oh, Radikos, down he goes. RG is a one-shot. Alpaloco is going to push down and try and put that bottom plate shot in to finish off RG, and he does. It's 2 against 3. It's level pegging, but Sink here goes down. It's 2 against 2. This is close, but the points are in favour of Jokes. Hit points are in favour over BPS, but Jokes do have the base points. 6k is looking to drive to the C cap. He's got to stop those base points if he can, and he's in there trying to cap, trying to stop those points, whilst I'm floating with my midriff chopped in half because of my webcam. Thank you very much, webcam. 6k, is he being able to take it? Wow, you can see here Tic Tac Coup is just waiting for Alpaloco to join him. Alpaloco puts a shot into Navigator. C cap has now been taken. Points are no longer being taken by Jokes. 6k able to push forward onto this 113 of Tic Tac Coup. And he's getting those bottom shots in. Now Navigator coming round to try and finish off the 113. And he puts a big roll into the back. And now Alpaloco is coming in to try and help out. But Tic Tac is going to go down here. Going to go down rapidly. And now Alpaloco. Oh, that's a big roll and an engine fire. He needed that. This is desperate stuff. Alpaloco, can he finish off Navigator? No, that's a bounce. That's not what he wanted. And the IS4 gets a great shot in. Poor old Alpaloco. Can he drop? No, he can't drop down. And first victory will go to BPS, allowing me to sort out my floating midriff. Sorry about that. So, Jokes not getting off the mark. BPS, they've got the first blood, but that was tantalizingly close, and you can see there not much in it hit points wise and damage dished out. Swapping those spawn points now here on Mayan Ruins. Don't forget, guys, it is best of 7, so it's the first of 4 victories, not the first of 3. Excuse me. This time we will have Jokes on the south spawn, BPS on the north spawn. You're just waiting for them to ready up while I take a sip of my coffee. And there we go. Jokes were tantalizingly close there, not going to lie. Anyway, BPS, we've got 6k in a mouse, Kiko in a 71, Radikos in a 60 TP, Ukalova in a 71, RG in an IS4, Navigator in a 71, Echelon in a 71. Looking at Jokes, we have Venu in a 71, Norman Bates in a 71, Sinkir in a 215B, Sani in a 71, Marsink in a VK90, Tic Tac Hoo in the 71 and Alpaloka in a 71. That is the meta selection. That is the lineup. Where they're going to go, what they're going to do, well, we don't know until they start rolling out. Yeah, Ray did get a little bit of a slap yesterday, not going to lie. Anyway, 8 seconds before we have the next match. Привет, как дела? Очень приятно. Добро пожаловать на мой стрим. Я плохо говорю по-русски. Я очень хорошо по-английски говорю по-английски. Anyway, enough of that because I don't speak Russian to save my pants. Let's get up high into the back of the map here. That mouse can only be going one place realistically, and it's going to be the heavy route in the middle, or possibly jumping into that B cap. Moving around to see what Jokes are doing, because we can see BPS are en masse coming to the centre. Jokes, on the other hand, are going en masse towards the A cap. Although Norman Bates is tailing off to overlook that B cap. And there we go, the Type 71s of Kiko and Exolier jumping into that B cap, trying to get that early cap advantage. And it is a really, really, really nasty cap to take because it's pretty difficult to dislodge once you're in there. But if they can take it, it's good. If they can get out of there, well, that's a different argument. Sani, Venu is here, trying to put the shots in. 6K, Kiko and Exolier are coming up to the ramp area. They're going to try and stay as hull down as much as possible, just showing those turrets, but Venu puts a big roll into Exolier. And now we can see Navigator, 6K, trying to isolate Sani here with Ukalova just behind along with RG, but no. Oh, good roll into 6K, and Sani manages to sort of escape. And now, oh, big kill there. Sani going down on he was over 1,000 HP. And now Norman Bates and Marsink desperately trying to get something into Kiko. But Kiko is able to weather this. No, he's not. Down he goes, courtesy of Venu. Back over to the A cap. Oh God, I hate this map sometimes. Back over to the A cap. Wow. We've got one tank down a piece, and it's a bit brawly. Alpaloka and Tic Tac Hoo here. Who are they focusing? I don't know who they're focusing. They're certainly not focusing any one tank. Tic Tac is focusing Ukalova, but unfortunately Alpaloka was sort of surrounded. He didn't know who to focus. Back over the other side, Radikos has gone down, so 2 tanks down a piece, but Norman Bates is now very low. They're looking to finish off Exolier. Norman Bates is doing his best to get out of the way. He does, but then great shot comes in from Navigator. So 3 tanks down again on for BPS, 4 tanks down for Jokes. BPS do have the bases, they do have the points, but they do have the hit points, and they do have the tanks on the battlefield. Venu pushing forward, that mouse of 6K really becoming a pain in the posterior. However, Sinkia looking to put a shot in, try and finish off this mouse. That would be a big kill because that takes a lot to finish one off. And they do. 4 tanks, so it's 3 versus 3. Marsink, however, is a one-shot, but they're going to push onto Navigator. Oh, Navigator goes down. It's 3 against 2. Marsink, however, not going to last much longer. And the hit points are now in favour of Jokes, courtesy of Sinkia and Venu. Venu is very healthy, and this is just a brawl fest. Venu is going to try and stay behind Ukalova and finish Ukalova off here. Yes, and now they can switch to RG, and if they play their cards right, they should be leveling it up here. Sinkia doing everything he can to keep that RG IS4 in his sight, up close and personal, not letting him escape. Even if he were to go down, he won't be able to get away. And now he's stuck. That's the thing. Now he's stuck. It's going to take him a while. Venu is just waiting to pull the trigger. He's just backing off. He has got the HP. And leveling the score here, Jokes. 1 apiece. What a game. never underestimate. That was thrilling. I mean, look at that. There was not much in it damage-wise as we move into Alpenstadt. Let's have a look at Alpenstadt. Have I got it on my little... Yes, I have. So, even Stevens, as we move into the next map, Alpenstadt, we will have BPS on the Northbourne, Jokes on the South. BPS are not yet readied up. Jokes have, though, we have Venu in the 71, Norman Bates in the 60 TP, Sinkir in the 71, Sani in the 71, Marsink in the VK90, Tic Tacu in the 71, and Alpaloka in the 71. Norman Bates may be changing. Excuse me. Moving over to BPS, we have 6K in the 71, Kiko in the 217 Badger. Radikos in the 60 TP, Spitty coming in the Kranwagen, Ukalova in a Sheridan, Navigator in a Type 71, and Exelier in the 71. It is level pegging as we go into the next map. Alpenstadt. Pretty big map. Only 3 bases, but it can be a pretty big map, and I'm surprised that neither team... Oh, I'm sorry, BPS have. They have taken a light tank to get around this map. However, I see that Jokes haven't. Could that be their undoing? Well, we just don't know as yet. Now you can see here, Ukalova is pushing out wide to oversee the A cap, and we pretty much saw a similar strat from BPS last night, where they pushed down through that water area, although Radikos now is turning and the rest of BPS are heading towards the A cap. Rotating around the map to have a look at see what Jokes are doing. Well, Sani is heading towards the C cap. Tic Tac is just overlooking B. We'll be joined by Marsink and Norman Bates. Alpaloka, Sinki and Venu all into the middle area overlooking B and C at the same time. C cap, well, it's going to be taken eventually, but the cap advantage will go to BPS. So BPS do have the cap advantage at this moment in time. They are 15 points to the greater good, but 15 points is nothing. Don't forget, guys, the caps, whilst they tick you over points, tanks make bigger prizes. If you destroy a tank, you get 80 points for destroying the tank, and you remove 80 points from the other team. That is a big thing. So you can see here, Jokes are just stacking up. BPS, well, they don't really need to do anything at the moment. They may take the defensive position, and you can see here we've got Spitty and Radikos just in this little haul down position. So if anything goes into that B cap, they've got shots onto it. Kiko is just behind in that Badger to give some cover. Then we've got Navigator, 6K and Exolier all poised to jump either down that flank or through that middle. And we've got Ukalova here trying to get those early spots. Moving over the map, well, we've got Alpaloco and Sinkir coming back round to their own spawn, rotating back towards it. Marsink, Tic Tac and Norman Bates all in the centre, with Venu and Sani just covering over in the rear, what we call rear guard. And Norman Bates there sticking his nose out a little bit too much, just wanting to see what was down there and if anything was down there, and he found out. But it was a good trade. It was a very good trade. He actually got a bigger roll into Radikos than Radikos got into Norman. So Sinkir now pushing over right round, trying to get those spots. And this is where not having a medium or a light tank can be a bit traumatic, what with the view ranges, and Sinkir getting a big smack. And at the moment it's a little bit of a stalemate, this map, with the Badger now. Kiko moved over to join Ukalova there in the Sheridan. BPS have just still lined up. Ukalova is still trying to find a way in and trying to find that pinch point or on the Jokes team. Sinkier has got to be careful. And you can see over at the middle there, Spitty and Radikos just staying in their defensive positions. Marsink not really moved. Tic Tac not moved. Oh, now I say that, and Marsink makes a break. No, he doesn't. Marsink doesn't make a break. Marsink is just getting into a better side scraping position. And so far, nobody is in a rush. They will be in a moment, and it looks like Marsink is going to make the push, which means Spitty and Radikos, they will be anticipating this. This is why they're there. And they're going to be anticipating this push on the B cap. Because the points are at the 750 mark. And now Jokes have got to start thinking about getting a move on. They don't have much time. Therein lies the problem. They have now been bled a lot more than BPS. And as I said, this is where maybe not having a light tank or a medium tank comes back to hurt you. Now they're going to go. They're going to send Sinkier and Alpaloka down that flank and probably push the B cap at the same time. So it would be like a double push. Although at the moment, the guys on B aren't moving. Sinkier or Alpaloka. Now they've moved on to B. Norman Bates is moving up. Marsink is coming in. Oh, that's an ammo rack. How important is that going to be? 910. We saw this yesterday with Raid. Similar tank and not a similar position, but a similar tank getting an ammo rack. And Jokes on the bitter end of an ammo rack here today. Tic Tac now is going to go down. This one's going to go to BPS. The ammo rack wasn't the game changer, but it certainly played a part. And boom. No, it's 40 points, but it's 80 points in total. I meant for force. I meant 80. Yeah. So, as I was saying, I mean, we saw yesterday an ammo rack on Raid. Raid Naro in a VK90 also got ammo racked on this map. And we've just seen another ammo rack, this time, unfortunately, poor old Marsink. So, he's not going to be happy, bless him. And there's not much you can do about that. You know, if it happens, it happens. And it wasn't a game changer, I don't think. I don't think it was a game changer. He was half. He was being focused anyway. But it's a game changer insofar as your chin goes like this, and you sort of, ooh, and you sort of you feel a little bit aggrieved. But anyway, time for aggrievement over. It's 2-1 at the moment to BPS. Swapping the spawn points here on Alpenstadt. We have Jokes on the north spawn, BPS on the south spawn. And Jokes are ready up first. We have Venu in the 71, Norman Bates in the 71, Sinkier in a 113, Sani in a 71, Marsink in a 71, Tic Tacu in a 71, and Alpaloka in a T100 LT. No VK90 potential ammo rack this time. Moving over to BPS, we have 6K in the IS4, Kiko potentially in the Badger, although I doubt it from this spawn. Radikos in the 60 TP, Spitty in an E5, Ukalova in a Sheridan, Navigator in a 71, and Exolier in an IS4. And Kiko is jumping into an IS4. I did doubt from this spawn if Kiko was going to go out in a Badger, and no, he's not. So, wowzers, ammo rack. Oh, it's galling. Just galling when you get an ammo rack like that. Well, Jokes will be looking to put that behind them. And they will be looking to take the game back into level pegging territory. Feeling a bit tongue-tied today. So, overviewing the map, well, again, this time we got Ukalova pushing down there in the Sheridan, trying to get those early spots, and the rest of BPS, oh, got package loss. The rest of BPS just overlooking the middle area. Alpaloka is not pushing into A, and if we quickly rotate over to where Jokes are, Then we can see they're doing pretty much a similar strat, but this time Sincere in the 113 getting quickly round that C cap. Oh, Venu getting a bit of a tumble as he jumps into the cap. And Tic Tac also getting a little bit of a smacking. And this time BPS, well, this time BPS are against the tide. They are down on the points. So, boom, boom, boom. And BPS, well, they'd love to jump into that B cap. You can see here 6K is trying to side scrape the cap. And he's in a great position, by the way. It's if you ever want to kill, but there you go. Tic Tac resets with a well timed HE, despite 6K being really up there. Reset again, just preventing BPS getting that cap. And if we move up, and we can see now that Jokes are moving forward. They are moving forward. Venu, Marsink, Sani, Tic Tac moving up, trying to catch these IS4s off guard. And they are taking the game to BPS. They're avoiding Echelon and going for 6K and trying to isolate 6K. Venu and Sani is the only two that went. Mars Sink and Tic Tac stayed behind. So we're going to try and overview. And so did Norman Bates. But Tic Tac is now a one-shot. But down he goes. Sincere is also a one-shot, being absolutely mullered. Piloco managing to take down 6K. Sincere is hanging in there, but Marsink, Norman Bates, it's all a bit brawly again, like we saw on Mayan. Exolier goes down, 3 tanks down compared to 1 tank down. BPS are fighting against the tide here. Marsink's got to be careful of Ukalova. Ukalova bounces Marsink. Could that be a disaster for BPS? Navigator, Venu chasing him, and Norman Bates coming up behind. Norman Bates bouncing. Sani behind the E5 of Spitty, looking to put the HE rolls into that rear deck. No, they're looking to they're looking to finish off Navigator moreover than Spitty. Marsink is down, Tic Tac is down, Sincere is down, 3 tanks down on both teams, but I say speak too soon. Eventually Navigator goes. Now Kiko's coming in, and Spitty is there, but Spitty is not going to last much longer. Venu, bounces! Venu bounces! Sani won't bounce, not side on. Then it's 2 against 3. But Kiko is very, very healthy. Points are in favour of Jokes. Hit points are in favour of Jokes. They've got to get rid of these tanks though. Here comes Ukalova in that Sheridan looking to put a big roll in. Doesn't manage it. Norman Bates is now joining as Venu pushes over to the A-cap. Sani and Norman, no, Venu's rotating back, trying to catch that Sheridan off guard. Norman Bates will be looking to put big rolls into the back of Kiko here. Sani is going to go down, but Norman Bates should be able to finish off Kiko. Just waiting for the load. Venu is coming to help as well. Puts a big roll into Ukalova, but Venu goes down. Kiko, and it's tantalizingly close. It's tantalizingly close. Norman Bates finishing off Kiko. Now it's a Sheridan against the Type 71. We're going to roll out with Ukalova. The points are in favour, but Ukalova jumps into the C cap. Let's quickly look at Norman Bates, who's in the B cap. It's all over the shop. It's unbelievably close. 805 points to Jokes. But 2 bases now to BPS. It's 1-on-1. It's a Sheridan that is ultra quick compared to the 71. The points are now in favour of BPS. Norman, what a snapshot! What a snapshot! Norman Bates desperately wanting to get that roll in. Look at the points now. Norman Bates, where are you going, dude? He can't chase the Sheridan. He needs to get the bases. He's not going to be in time. He's not going to be in time. C-cap. He needed the A-cap and the C-cap. It's 985. This is a valiant effort, but he's not going to get there in time. This one goes to BPS. When that is against the run of play, to be fair, that one really should have gone to Jokes. Unlucky, Jokes. You played that one awesomely. But credit where credit is due. Ukalova there. If Ukalova had not run around the map and used the mobility of the Sheridan, it could have been a completely different outcome. 3-1 to BPS as we go into Fort Despair. So that was Fort Despair. Now, right, what can I say? Jokes have just been bloody unlucky. I mean, they had the ammo rack on the first one on Alpenstadt, and they should have won that game, to be fair, but well out on by BPS. We're going into Fort Despair. We will have BPS on the South Spawn. That will be 6K in the IS-4, Kiko in the 71, Radikos in the IS-4, Spitty in a Kranragen, Ukalova in a VK-72, Navigator in a 113, and Echelon in an IS-4. Moving over to Jokes, who will be on the North Spawn. We have Venu in the 71, Norman Bates in a 71, Sinkir in the IS-4, Ashoka in a 71, Pensani potentially in a 71. No, Sani is jumping into an IS-4, Marsink into a 71, and Alpaloka in a 71. There we go. That's what we have. We are now rolling out, hopefully not for the last time against these two. I feel a bit sorry for Jokes. As I said, they had the ammo rack on the first map on Alpenstadt, and that one was, BPS did win that one, but it was against the run of the game, to be fair. But a win is a win. It doesn't matter how you get them. But Jokes, no doubt, digging deep. Now BPS heading out towards the middle area, overlooking the B and the A cap. Nobody jumps into the A cap, but that's what they'll be overlooking. Let's quickly rotate round as fast as we can in overhead. And you will see here Marsink, Sinki and Ashoka. All while Marsink's pulling away. And Venu, Alpaloka, Sani and Norman Bates are looking at the C cap. They are not going to find anything because BPS are over this side of the map. Now BPS yesterday liked to fast cap that B cap. And it looks like they're going to do pretty much the same tonight. 6K, Spitty, Radikos, all in defensive positions, and Kiko jumping in, but Sinkir putting a fantastic shot in. And the C-cap will now go to Jokes, who will take that early cap lead and take the points. B-cap can now be taken, and they're not going to worry too much about it, are Jokes, because they've got the C-cap first, and that's what concerns them. That's going to free up these tanks over here. Alpaloka and Sani. Marsink has already put himself in a good position. Venu is already moved over to support Norman Bates and Sinkir. Sinkir, well, he's just waiting for these two here, Exilier and Navigator, to potentially come down the flank. They're not going to. They're going to sit here and just wait. And as you can see, we've got the rest of the BPS team just covering that B cap with Ukalova just right in the rear guard action at the back in the VK-72. So defensive positions, that's because Jokes know BPS have got to make the move. And nobody can take this A cap. I mean, this A cap is just daft because nobody can take it. Sinkier's got it covered, Venu's got it covered, Norman Bates has got it covered. Anybody jump into there, it's just like a nightmare. Moving over this side, you can see that BPS know that if Jokes make a move, they've got the B cap covered. If we go back over to this side of the map, you will see that balconies are being covered here. Sani jumping down into that pretty nasty area. And if anything comes round, and you've got Kiko there in the 71, he can reset the cap, and Kiko is going to find it very difficult to get any decent shots into Sani. And then Alpaloka and Marsink. Marsink getting a good bounce there from Kiko. And Alpaloka just pulling back. They have been spotted. Ashoka also been spotted in getting a bit of a smacking. And got to be careful because Kiko is on a balcony, I believe. Is Kiko on the balcony there? Yes, he is. Kiko is on a balcony. And that's why he's managing to get these great shots into Ashoka. Ahsoka's got to be careful. Ahsoka's now a one-shot, and Ahsoka just goes down. Keeps popping the backside out. Kiko keeps smacking it. And now, just like that, the point advantage has gone. Now we've got Zani and Alpaloka trying to push down this side. Will be joined, but don't forget, Ukalova is here in that VK to keep that cover. Does get a good shot into Kiko, but Paloka and Zani, they've got to be very careful here. At the same time, the other BPS team, the other tanks, they're not moving. Not at this moment in time. They're more than happy to let Jokes have a bit of a push. Sani getting a little bit smacked. And losing Ashoka there was a bit, well, let's be honest. It was a bit too easy. Bled too easy. And not good positioning, to be fair. And please, I say that in the nicest way because Ahsoka is a better player than I will ever be. And I know they won't take it to heart. It's not an unjust criticism. I'm not saying they're a pants player. They're a bloody good player. 100% better than what I will ever be. Mars Sink and Sunkir now trying to push through the middle, but there's too many tanks there. And well, they do manage to take Kiko down, but they've lost Ashoka, they've lost Sinkir, now they've lost Alpaloka. Now San is in a world of pain. So is Mars Sink. Mars Sink has got Radikos in Exolier over this side of the map. It's just not happening for Jokes, unfortunately. They're all trying to push through onto Exolier. Now, if they can get the focus fire working, keep Mars Sink alive and take Exolier down. Oh, but they lose Sani. So it's 3 against 5. Now, scrub that. It's 2 against too many. Rolling Swarm. Brian, my big buddy. How you doing, dude? Unfortunately, this one's not going to go according to plan. Unless, of course, Norman Bates and Venu suddenly get 5 ammo racks. Anything's possible. But wow played, Jokes. I feel sorry for you with the ammo rack in the last game on Alpinstadt. But congratulations to BPS. They turned this one over. Maybe Lady Luck was a little bit on BPS's side tonight, if I'm being honest. It certainly deserted poor old Jokes, let's be fair. So BPS finishing up 4-1 against Jokes. What can I say? It's heartbreaking for the guys at Jokes, let's be honest. They deserve more, they deserve better. But as I say, Lady Luck just not on their side tonight. And the RN Jesuses of the world were not shining upon them. So, unlucky. But, as I say, congratulations to BPS. Let's get rid of the scorecards first. And then I've got to get rid of the logos. And then there we go. Oh, bless them, bless them, bless them. You know, a good bunch of lads. And, well, it is what it is at the end of the day. Oh, what's going on? There we go. So next up we will have Jokes in wrong one again. Look, I keep pressing the wrong button. Where is it? Where it is. So next up we'll have Jokes against Raid. That'll be the next game going out. I haven't updated the leaderboard yet, so I'm going to wait for the other games to come in. At the moment, I don't know if we have any other results in just yet, because this is now the first stage. So far, Serenity and both BPSs have won, and Serenity have won. Serenity went out against. Who did they go out against? Oh, they went out against Raid. So Raid continuing their terrible evening at the moment. To be fair, they had a terrible time yesterday. They've gone out against Serenity, but to be fair, Serenity are playing particularly well. So yeah, it's quite tough out there. BPS Spider Annie, where did they go out against? They went out against IKRA, Cobney, and turned them over quite convincingly. Now Cobney were playing IKRA were playing pretty well. To be honest with you, admittedly, they where were they in the leaderboard? Well, they ended up in the first round robin in the top 4. Admittedly, they were on level tagging with BPR Spaderani, but they've just been turned over 4-0 there. What about APA? APA topped the leaderboard in the round robin number 1. Well, they've just gone out against the pink team and beaten pink. Wow, 4-3. So APA continuing their charge ever upwards and trying to and cementing themselves in that top 4. So we've seen them all. Time for replays because we're not going out now for another 20 odd minutes. So let's get some replays on the go. You get to watch some of that because I don't play on PC, unfortunately. So we'll have a look at this one from Delia. Sent me this earlier in the Minotauro. So let's play and watch. Let's watch and play. So obviously every man and his dog has been playing Minotauros recently. And it's a mixed bag. Somebody asked me the other day, is this a tournament tank? No. No, I can assure you of that. In fact, Mr. Rolling Swarm is in the chat. Ask him as well, and he'll probably give you a resounding no also. It's just not, just hasn't got the DPM. It's as simple as that. I mean, why would you take this tank into a tournament with the DPM that it's got when you've got other tanks out there in a position whereby if you want a TD, you've got better TDs. Simple as that, really. And if you want an auto reloader, oh, that's a great shot though. Then of course you've got you've got the Crown Wagon. Realistically. So why would you need this? And well, I mean, that's the crying shame of it. And oh, by the way, that Type 57 Rolling really likes that that new camo. Yeah, I do consider. I'm not a very good lights player. I'm a terrible lights player, to be honest with you. Llama, it depends. Depends on which server you want me to talk about. If you want me on my NA account, I'm a 70% win rate player. If you want me on my APAC account, I'm a 68% win rate player. If you want me on my EU account, I'm merely a 55% win rate player. So there you go. Win rate is not. It's one of those things. I mean, you're either infatuated with it or not. And I'm one of those players that I'm not. I'm not overly infatuated about win rate. It'd be nice, obviously, to have a better win rate, but I buggered my win rate up early doors, a long time ago. You know, I've been playing the game since 2014. I was one of those players that jumped into the game in 2014 and just rolled out in a couple of tanks and liked to blow stuff up. And it wasn't until about 2017, maybe around 2017, maybe 2018 actually. Yeah, moreover, about 2018 that I started taking the game a little bit more seriously. And I think it was about 2019 that I suddenly decided to do YouTube. So yeah, I mean, I only started taking it a bit more seriously when I started doing YouTube, if I'm being honest. So I've only been taking the game seriously for about three odd years, and in that time, I mean, I was on a 53% win rate for a 52% win rate for such a long time, because I was just doing video after video back in the early days of my YouTube channel, and obviously I've changed things since then. I do other things now, so I'm a little bit more focused and a little bit more concentrated. This is a great game, 5.6k. Don't know if she's going to end up with the win, but oh, that's a great bounce. I mean, this tank has got trolley frontal armor, to be fair. I mean, trying to get those cupolas isn't easy. So that's right, Liama. Radar, a German team. BPS are multinational. Jokes, well, Jokes, I don't know, because some of the players there are Poles. I don't know, and some of them are not. So again, I would argue that they're more multinational. to be honest with you. I think isn't IKRA is Ukrainian, I believe. I don't know. No, it doesn't work, Dr. Gam. Sorry, my friend. And Pink, I believe, is former CIS. I don't know where they are. I think they're multinational as well, but I'm not sure. BPS, both teams are multinational. That I do know for a fact. Serenity, well, they're all. I mean, all these guys are buddies anyway. They're all friends. Serenity, I can't remember where Serenity are fully from, and I would hate to say. I think they're French. But I don't normally delve into where they're from per se. I just know that a lot of the players, they're all buddies and they're all good. That was unbelievably wow played, Delia. Unbelievably wow played. I mean, that Minotauro on the other team was full HP, and you were a one-shot, and you triumphed. That is an unbelievably amazing game. I'm not going to lie, I love that game. That is pretty difficult to do. I can assure you, that's not the easiest thing to do. Be like effectively a one-shot, only to end up turning over the other team. Wowzers! Fantastic. Have a look at another replay. We've still got time. This one is Beaker Boy in a WZ 1111111 GFT. It's a good goal to have, Liama. Just don't do YouTube. Because then you'll end up dropping down into tanks that are less than brilliant, and you'll start doing videos on them, and it will ruin your win rate as you try to get good footage. And that's one of the problems with YouTube, and I've given up on that. I mean, it used to be that I'd release a video if I got a mastery, and then you have to play the bloody game. You have to play the tank for so long. I hope this is not an AFK game, because that will really annoy me. If you've sent me an AFK replay, I will. No, there we go. Not AFK. Well, there's nothing wrong with being a noob in the game. Everybody has to start somewhere, even the pros. Believe that. There are some of the pros out there who, a fair few years ago, they were not in the dizzying highs where they are now. They've worked hard to get there, don't get me wrong. They have to practice, roll out, and get better and better and better. There are some people out there who are just naturally gifted, and there are some of us out there who really do have to work at it. And you have to appreciate as well. I'm a 50-year-old guy. It's not like I'm a spring chicken with perfect eyesight. My eyes are going. My reactions aren't as good as they were when I was 17. But I still roll out and enjoy the game. I can still give people a tough time. People who are better win rate than me. I can assure you of that. It does happen. Problem with me is I can be quite an aggressive player, and that's my downside. And that's from coming with rolling out with quite a few of the pros, because obviously my clan is a pro clan, and I love rolling out with the guys, but trying to keep up with them is not always easy. Because these guys really can throw the tanks around the map when you go out with them, and they do. It's always my aim to do more damage than them, which is not easy with these guys. I can assure you of that, because they seem to be able to pull massive damage games out just by sort of breathing on their iPad, whereas us mere mortals have to work a little bit harder to get those big high damage games. And So yeah, I do get a little bit aggressive when rolling out in some of these tanks. I'll show you one of my replays next because we've got some time. So I'll go through this one. I'll show you. It's nothing spectacular, but I'll show you one of my replays so you can see. Oof, that's a good little smack. So yeah, like I said, that's the thing. The idea is just to get better at the game, and pay no attention to people screaming and shouting at you. That's what I always say. Because you'll generally find that those who scream and shout at you are the ones who get wrecked first. And they generally get wrecked not because of anything you've done, but because of the bad calls that they've made. Not all the time, I admit. Not all the time. But sometimes. And sometimes, you know, you just play like a muppet. But everybody has the opportunity to play like a muppet. Even the best. Oh, it's a nice little second class. So I'll show you one of my replays if I've still got it. You don't want to see any of these TDs. They're boring. Black Goldville, the FV. Let's have a look at the FV 4202. I'm rolling out on the FV 4202 Safari on Black Goldville. Nice map. Not a bad map for this tank. And this tank's I like this tank. Tricky tank to play, but just a nice tank, I must admit. Again, I'm generally not going to set the world on fire, but we're going to have some fun. I'm here with Crow Surgeon from the other pink clan, and we have a good roll, and that's the idea, isn't it? The idea is to roll out and have a load of fun, and that's exactly what we did. We rolled out and we had a load of fun. And you can see the other side there. Well, they've decided that they don't want to come anywhere near where we are. So I'm just going to cap the base and then push around the corner. You now feel old. You're 14. Well, I'm 50, but I don't feel like that. So you're as old as you feel. So that's what I have to say. Oh, hello. That was a nice hesh. And this is one of the problems that you have with this tank. People just don't know how to use the hesh properly, and it creates problems for players. Whereas if you know how to use it, this tank creates problems for enemy players. Look at this. Boom. Bye-bye. So what have we done there? 3 shots and we've done 4 shots and we've done 1300. That's what I like about this tank. Ta-ra then. Bye, little Death Star. Come here, little Chieftain. Let's see if we can get you ammo. No, I can't. I've damaged the modules, that's about it. Can I smack you again with the hesh? Are you aiming for the bottom plate? Yes, I can. Oh, you're going to go and hide. Don't hide. Why are you hiding? Oh, they're hiding. So I'm going to have to turn around now. That's a bad shot. That was just a wasted shot there. Very wasted. 10,000 of you. Yes. Unbelievable. I still can't believe it. Oh, that was a bad shot into the bottom plate. Yeah, I can't. I mean, I'm still in awe. Oh, that was just a bad shot. See, this is a problem. I just end up doing bad shots eventually. Just eager to get those rolls going in. But we got this game in hand. It's not a problem. Boom, there we go. Down he goes. It's all over. Not going to get much. Third class if we're lucky. Maybe. Second class. Wow, you're not going to get much with 2,700 in a FV4202. Not when the pros roll out in this thing and get 7k. But, oh, still third damage. I'm okay with that. And then let's have a look if I've got one more of me playing that people haven't seen. I don't think I have, actually. Not with me. Yeah, have a look at this one. This is the WZ. I'm playing with my long-suffering teammate, the Echelon. We will have enough time for this replay before we go into the next game. That's the thing though, Bill. You're only as young as you feel, big fella. And as long as you enjoy rolling out and smacking little pixelated tanks around, who's to stop you and say otherwise? Not me, that's for sure. Same with you, Andy. 2 years more than me, with multiple sclerosis as well. That does hinder your play, but as long as you roll out every now and then and enjoy it, who is anybody to stop you? Stamper! Well, I try to, Stamper. That's why I don't do as much drama. I don't need to. We don't need to do drama. Little finger! Hello, fella. Not spoken, and we've not caught up for an eternity. How you doing, my friend? Nice to see you can relate to the age and the eyesight. Yeah, unfortunately, being a lawyer by trade with your head in a book, generally sort of all the time. Look at that for an ammo rack. Echelon. See what I mean? Trying to catch up with these pros is just difficult. You know, having your head in a book 24/7 for the last 20 odd years really does get to you after a while. It really takes its toll. Again, I'm not going to set the world on fire in this game, but the reason I'm playing this game is because in a moment, if you guys play into platoons, I think this is the game which shows you know, some pretty good platoon. Is it this game? I can't remember if it is this game now. I think it could be this game where we do some pretty awesome platoon stuff. No, it's not this game. It's not this game. This is the wrong game. Oh, dearie me, by Progetio. No, this is I've shown you the wrong replay. A lot like a plonker. I'll show you that replay another time. I was meant to show you a replay where I was tuning with Echelon, and when you're in a tune, how to effectively hit point share and how to effectively try and block the enemy. It's not this game. It is on Faust, but it's not this game. So that was just a bad selection by me. But we haven't got time for another replay now, unfortunately, because we're about to get the room invite very, very shortly, I think. Let's have a look. We're going out very shortly. It's not too long now before kick-off time. Yeah. Well, we've got 10 minutes, but I don't think I've got, which means we've got 5 minutes, which isn't enough time, unfortunately, for everybody out there. So I'd normally go through the store, but Littlefinger's doing a video, so I'm not going to do that. You all need to go and watch Littlefinger's video on his store. rather than me going through it in the stream. That'd be a bit naughty of me, wouldn't it? So there we go. Let's jump into the lounge for the moment. See if the webcam is still mucking up. No, it's going okay, but now I'm losing this side rather than that side. So we've got jokes against raid. I'm not going to put the scorecard up because we're now into the round robin number 2, where it's all change, obviously. Scores on the doors at the moment, as we can see, for number 2. Is APA, BPS Gravitas, Serenity, and BPS Spirani, all on 1 win. Jokes, IKRA, Pink, and Raid on 0. If we then have a look at the previous scores from the last round, which was round robin number 1. This was round robin number 1. Well, we have APA on 6, Serenity on 5, BPS Spiderani and IKRA both on 4, BPS Gravitas and Pink on 3, Jokes on 2, and Raid on 1. So they'll be put all together at the end, mixed up, thrown out, and we'll get the top 4. That will take a while though before we get the top four. Just to put you in the picture, because there's lots going on this weekend, guys. Lots going on. So today we have the round robin number 2. Okie dokie. Tomorrow we have the middle echelon grand final. So, woo! Don't miss out on that, because I do believe, I could be wrong, but I do believe there are reward streams. And then on Sunday we go back to the top echelon, round robin number 2, and then on Monday we have the final round of the top echelon. Also, we have the NA grand final coming up. That will be, for me, that's Sunday. For you, it's very late Sunday morning. And tomorrow you will also have the APAC grand final of the middle echelon. So you need to be aware of these guys, because there will be reward streams. Okay. Now look, I don't know if they're going to be through a portal, and I don't know if they're going to be server specific. Then through the portal is normally normally server specific, but I'm not sure. Okay, so you need to keep your eyes open for what is going down over the weekend, because there are 3 servers, there are lots of streams, and there will be people doing reward streams. So just keep your eyes open on Wargaming's announcement on their Discord, their official Discord, because that will tell you everything you need to know. Okay, and don't do yourself out of missing on some free stuff, because what's the problem? Never knock a freebie, I say. I'm just waiting for the tournament room. It'll come up in a few seconds. Same goes with, as of the 21st, I released a video earlier today on the Waffenträger Ritter. So I released a video on that earlier today. That is the reward tank for the upcoming clan. The upcoming clan event starts on the 21st of November, runs all the way through to the 12th of December. It's not going to be easy for everybody to get their paws onto this poor old WT Ritter. But if you're in a decent clan and your clan rolls out and you hit those clan missions, you get those crucial contribution medals and all that sort of stuff, then you are in with a chance. Alternatively, towards the end, if you're not quite got it with the ingots, then I believe you will be able to purchase the tank for some gold. Don't know how much gold. I don't know if it'll be a big ton of gold or a little bit of gold. Obviously, the closer you get with the ingots, then the better off you've got the chance of reducing that gold expense at the very end. So keep your eyes open, guys, on everything that's going on. The room is now up. We're jumped in. We will be going out on Molenbeek. That's the Dutch or Holland or Netherlands. I always get confused. I always get told off for saying the wrong country. It's the newish map. Big map, nice map. Always interesting to see, and I'm glad it's come into the tour scene, to be honest with you, because it was always going to be interesting. And I'm glad Halles dropped off. Yay! That's always a good one. Because Halles is just too small. So, yeah, we'll be jumping in a minute. As I said, we've got a 3-minute delay, so we can't muck around. We have to wait, we have to hold, we have to chill out, wait for that 3 minutes just to drop down, then we'll jump in the room. That way there's no stream sniping, everybody's happy, nobody's getting told off, and yeah, everything's good. And then we'll have a look at the overview on what's going on with, we'll have the overlook of the map, have a look at Molenbeek, see how it looks. But we all know how it looks because we all play the game anyway. But we'll have an overview of it and see if it's any good. So we will see that. We will jump in. 25 seconds to go. I've run out of coffee. Oh, it's so bad. And it's now Saturday morning for me. No! Balwan's a good lad. I like Balwan. 13 seconds before we jump in. And let's find out what is going on. The 3 minutes. No, come on. Let's jump in now. So as I said, we are on Molenbeek. Hello, I'm back. We will have Jokes on the South Spawn, Raid on the North Spawn. Raid have already read it up. Now, who have we got here? That is Drizzle, so that's definitely Raid Drizzle. So is this Domi? Yes, it is Domi. So we have Drizzle in the 71, Domi in the 71, Messi. I believe that's Messi. Yes, it is Messi, of course it is, in the TVB. Nikki in the 71, Old School in the Caro 45T. Wowzers. S1K in the 113 and Tim in the 71. Whilst we're waiting for Jokes to ready up, let's have a look at Molenbeek. Well, OBS decided to get a little bit glitchy there with Molenbeek. Don't know why, but it just does. Let's get the cards up and running and the scores. We can't put the logos or anything in just yet. So I have no idea where it went really glitchy there. Pretty weird. Not gonna lie, it was pretty weird. We still are waiting for Jokes to ready up. Now they've readied up. Look at that, by magic. Venue in the 71, Norman Bates in the 71, Sinclair in the Kranwagen, Sani in the 71, Marsink in the IS7, Tic Taku in the 113, and Alpaloka in the T100 LT. So, those are the lineups, and you will be noticing already that first we're going to get to see the Caro 45T being rolled out. The first one I've seen in the tour, when it was only got released recently, so I'm not going to see many of them up until today. I'm interested to see how he plays this one. Old School, he's a good player as Old School, but be interested to how we see where they're going to put this one. It is an auto loader, so we'll be seeing that. They have got a little bit of mobility, what with Messi and that TVP, but I would say that mobility realistically is sticking with Jokes with that T100 LT. Let's find out. So we have Jokes on this side and Raid on this side. There you go, look. We just have to wait for them to jump in before we can do anything. Hit points, wow, not much in it. It's 500 really, but that's nothing, not really at this level of the game. When it starts getting to 1500, then it starts to become a bit more of a concern, but 500 is not really a concern. It's one shot from some tanks. So looking at Jokes, well, Alpaloka is already going out towards the A-cap, Marsink and Sinclair moving out towards the middle area. Quickly moving around the map to have a look at what the Raid boys are doing. Well, they are all going en masse towards the town area. Messi's just overlooking the middle. It's S1K, Tim, Drizzle, Nicky and Domi all pushing towards the C-cap. Over this side, well, you can see Norman Bates, Sony and Venu just waiting to spring their little trap. But there's only 3 of them, and they're vastly outnumbered. But they do have Sinkia and Marsink over there. And they're already making a little tentative move to try and get behind them, get them into those crossfires. S1K noticing the danger and not going with Drizzle. Oh, Drizzle getting smacked as he crosses. And that was interesting because basically Jokes did not push round. They just waited. And Marsink now trying to isolate Drizzle and Nicky. So at the moment, there's been a little bit of bleeding on both teams. Old School is over in the corner. Messi has moved out, and he's over there as well. A-cap has not been taken as Tic Taku and Alpaloka come back. Nicky is trying to break out with Drizzle. They've got Sinkier here in the Kranwagen on Marsink. Marsink trying to prevent Nicky from getting any shots into that Kranwagen. But while Sinkier gets away, unfortunately Marsink is now being isolated by Drizzle, Nicky and Dommy. But at the same time, over this side of the map, S1K is being pushed and so is Tim. S1K is effectively a one-shot. Sani is a one-shot as well, though. He's not going to win the brawl there. Norman Bates should finish off S1K. Yes, he does, but Sani also goes down. Over this side of the map, well, Marsink has gone down. That was pretty much to be expected. Old School in the 45T, managing to take down poor old Tic Taku. And now Raider pushing back up. Sink here. Let's go with Old School. See how he works this 45. Oh, big shots coming in with the TVP there. 3 against 5. Alpaloka, he's going to really struggle. Alpaloka, now Old School is going to push straight down and in. He should be able to finish off Alpaloka here. Yes, he does. Now Venu, 2 against too many, as I always say. And Venu being pushed. But now Old School, he's on his reload. Oh, big kill by Old School there in the Cardo. Norman Bates is the last man standing. This one is going to go to Raid. Nothing Norman Bates can do about it. Let's be honest, it's pretty much all over. And Raid, unless something really weird happens, like Norman Bates getting so many ammo racks, which is feasible, I guess. But unless that happens, this one is going to Raid, and Raid will take the early advantage. Oh, is it expensive, Andy? I haven't seen how much it is, to be fair. So that one really didn't go according to the plan that Jokes had in their mind, and they'll be considering, you know, what to do next. Raid, however, they'll be pretty happy with that. They'll be pretty happy with the fact that they've got a win under their belt after losing 4-0 earlier. Swapping the spawn points now here on Molenbeek. We will now have Jokes on the north spawn, a Raid on the south spawn. Raid have readied up first. We have Drizzle in the IS-4, Dommy in the 71. Messi in the TVP. Nicky is, well, just debating. Old School again back into the Caro 45T, S1K in the 113, and Tim in the 71. So just waiting for Nicky is jumping in the 60 TP. I don't know what Domu is going in. He's not decided as of yet. Moving over to Jokes, well, we have Venu in the 71, Norman Bates in the 71, Sinkir in the Kranwagen, Sani in the 71, Marsink in the 71, Tic Taku in the 71, and Alpaloka in the 71, and Dommy does go in the 71. So, there we have it. 71 Fest. And a Caro. Raid at the moment 1-0 up. And look at that, for the first time this tour, the scoreboard in the room and in the game match. It's all, everything's coming up Millhouse, as they say on The Simpsons. Unbelievable. First time ever. First time for everything. It's only taken this long. But we got there in the end. So there we go. Look at the hit points. Jokes this time. Well, they've got the hit point advantage over Raid. However, Raid have got the advantage insofar as they're 1-0 up. And let's get up high to the top of the map. Looks like Jokes are moving towards that CCAP city area this time. Let's run around as fast as we can in overhead view and see what Raid are doing. Well, Messi is peeling. No, I thought Messi was peeling off, but he's not. They are all going. It's going to be a brawl. Eventually, both teams are heading to this area of the map. We could have a brawl fest going on. That would be nice, wouldn't it? All in this part of the map. Venu, Alpaloco, Zani in. They are, everybody's spotting everybody. Tic Tacu has been spotted, but the C-Cap will go to Jokes. Now, Raid are looking to come round and try and do a pincer move by looks on it. Drizzle is leading that pincer on this side. Tim is, well, oh, Tim gets smacked. Smackaroonie for Timmy. He tried to get back into cover here, but it didn't quite work. Anyway, now Jokes are retreating out, apart from Norman Bates. Norman Bates just staying in there to give a little bit of fire over and across. Sinkier being pushed by these autoloaders of old school Messi. Oh, and Nicky comes in. Down goes Sinkier. That's prompting a response though. Sani, Mars Sink, Alpaloco, Tic Tac 2, and Norman Bates all looking to put shots into Nicky. Old school managing to get out of that way. Now Raid are coming in to give support. And we were meant to have a brawl on C. Now we've got a brawl here. So whichever way we're looking at it, we've got a brawl. Brawl! Jokes, however, have got, because Messi is down. Messi has gone down. Oh, S1K has been surrounded in the 1-1-3, but Tic Tac 2. Tic Tac 2 goes down. 2 down. Maybe Venu can finish off Raid. S1K. No, he can't. He gets the good roll, but it's just not enough to finish him off. And now Norman Bates is looking like a one-shot. S1K still very healthy. Manages to get out of dodge. Venu and Sani here. Dummy coming in. Tim coming in. Poor old Venu goes down. Sani here. Norman Bates is a one-shot. Marsink is now a one-shot. Oh, it's pretty much all over. And Raid will go up 2-0. It's 2 against too many, as I always say. Sani here, he can't do anything about this. He's got the Caro. He's got everything going against him. Alpaloca is the last man standing. And as much as he's a great player, unless he can pull something truly miraculous out of his little pocket, it ain't going to happen, because Drizzle hasn't even scratched his paint. Raid come out of Molenbeek 2-0 up against Jokes. Jokes will be disappointed and, moreover, scratching their head saying, what went down? There, and you can see this Caro 45T glitch. Not a bad tank in tournaments, but I don't know. Anyway, we're moving now into Winter Melanovka. Lovely little map. We're going to have a quick flyover, see what it looks like, if I can find it. Not gonna lie, but OBS is being a bit of a bugger at the moment with these map flyovers. I mean, in the first round it was fine. This round it's gone glitch. Anyway, we will have Jokes on the North Spawn, Raid on the South Spawn here on Winter Melanovka. Venu in the 71, Patrick coming in the 71, Sinkir in a Mouse, Ashoka in a 71, Sani in the 71, Marsink in the 71, and Alpaloca in a T100 LT. Moving over to Raid, we have Drizzle in the IS4, Dummy in the 71, Messi in the T100, Nicky in the 71, Old School in the 215B, S1K in the 113, Tim in the 71. Yeah, but he doesn't, in fairness, he doesn't though, does he? Because people pay him a lot of money. Whereas nobody pays me anything. That's why I haven't got any, that's why I haven't bought the Caro. And I'm not going to go on my hands and knees saying, please buy my iPad so I can do YouTube videos and earn money from you. Or please buy this for me so I can do YouTube videos and earn money from you. That's not me. Anyway, enough of that. Moving around, we've got Jokes clawing here. They've got to get their way back into the game. Alpaloka looking for those spots, but Raid, well, Raid seems to have their shenanigans together. And they're coming off the back of two very good wins. Messi here in Domi straight into the A-cap. They get the early advantage here. Nikki is going to go through and straight up and over. And Tim is going to sit on the ramp here. So they're looking to... Oh, that's a great shot from Tim into Sani there. Resetting that B-cap. He's got to be careful. He isn't... He thought he was pretty safe. But Tim just popping up there and giving him a hard time. Moving around the map, we've got Venu on rear guard. Trying to stop anything coming down this flank, or at least if he can't stop it, to give the information to the team that they're coming down the flank. Again, the B-cap not able to be taken. Sani has been bled a little bit, but at the moment, Venu is the last man standing over on this side of the map, whilst over this side of the map, they are pushing. Jokes are pushing into Drizzle, and they're trying to get Old School out as well. And Drizzle is the target at the moment. He is the target. We're going to leave that push over there on Venu and see if... Oh, down he goes. Drizzle is out. So, but Patrick is now looking worse for wear. And they didn't manage to get rid of Old School. Patrick puts another good shot into Old School, but Old School is doing... Oh, that was a good roll into the bottom of Old School. There he has, however, got his reactive armor loaded. Now he doesn't. Patrick, is he able to get one in? He's got to be careful of that HE from Old School, because he's got one heck of a penetration. And the call was Sani saying, move back and I'll move in. But he's worried about Messi there in the T100, and the 113 has come back. So far... It's in favour of Jokes, but they've got to be careful because they have got a couple of tanks out there that are very low HP. And Marsink looking to put shots into the side of S1K, same as Ashoka, and they do. S1K obviously being called as the target, and he's trying desperately to get out there. Ashoka, though, getting a really big smack there from Tim and Nikki coming in together. Marsink trying to keep their heads down, same with Patrick. Now Sinkier in the Mouse trying to push down. That was a wayward shot by Sinkier. Mouse not known for its super duper accuracy. Sani losing hit points, but they get rid of Messi. Patrick now, can he get a good roll into Old School? No, but Sinkier can in the Mouse. Patrick not able to finish him off, and Patrick is now a one shot at the moment. Oh, Old School finally does go down courtesy of Sinkier. So 3 against 7. You would think that Raid have got this. Nikki, Ashoka looking to finish off Nikki. Is he going to be able to do it? Yes. Tim should be next on the list. Yes, he is. Leaving S1K as the last man standing in the 113. And this time, this one will go to Jokes. Jokes. Now off the mark. There you have it. Jokes bringing one back as we turn those spawn points here on Winter Malanovka. This time we'll have Jokes on the south spawn, Raid on the north spawn. Jokes will ready up first. Venu in the 71, Patrick in the 71, Sinkier in a Mouse, Ahsoka in a 71, Sani in the 71, Marsink in the 71, and Alpaloka in the T100 LT. Raid going off on the north spawn. They will have Drizzle in the IS4, Domi in the 71, Messi in the T100, Nikki in the 71, Old School in the 215B, potentially S1K in the 113, and Tim in the 71. Basically no change. There is basically no change to the meta and the lineups. Although Old School, nah, you see, I spoke too soon. Old School's jumping back into his Caro 45T. There you have that. Look, boom, boom, boom. We're just waiting now. Still got quite a few seconds to go. Half a minute, in fact. It always seems to be longer. I don't know why. But let's go back over that. I mean, Jokes had to dig deep to bring that back. And they really took the game to Raid, getting over their disappointment of what happened on Molenbeek. Raid, however, still lead 2-1. If Raid win the next match, then they are at match point. So you've got to be mindful of that. Whereas Jokes, they need to level it up. Jokes do have the HP advantage of 800, but that's more because they've got those heavies. Anyway, let's get up high into the back, as we normally do. See what Jokes are doing. Well, at the moment, they are heading out towards the C cap and the B cap. Alpaloka and Ahsoka. Well, Alpaloka actually in that T100 trying to get those spots early doors. No, now moving around. Going over to the Raid. You can see how long the Caro takes. Now we have Dommy, Nikki and Tim all pushing towards the C cap. We already have Sani and Marsink there. Shots are going across, but nobody's smacking anybody yet. S1K is going to go. Oh, S1K, Venu, perfectly poised. And Sani getting a good shot in as well. S1K losing quite a lot of HP there. But he does manage to get to the corner, which is the way he was heading. Patrick overcommitting a little bit as Drizzle puts a bit of a bloody nose onto Patrick. And Patrick's got to be careful here because he is going to be pushed by Drizzle as Drizzle tries to take the B cap. Back over on this side, well, Venu. Oh, good shot from Marsink coming into Nicky. Venu, oh, another good shot this time into S1K. Sani and Venu here could be in potentially a bit of trouble. I don't think they are. Paloka's there and Ahsoka is now pushing through. So Ahsoka's going to come round the back and Marsink is just going to try and keep Domu and Tim occupied while they focus Nikki and S1K. Didn't really happen because Tim broke away and down goes S1K. Now Nikki could be in trouble, but oh, that's a wayward shot onto Venu. And Venu weathers that little storm, but he does. Oh, and now Alpaloka's looking to put some shots in. Marsink will come round. Sani will. Oh, Venu does go down, but so does Nikki. So, oh, but look at that. Patrick down, Ahsoka down is wow. 4 down for Jokes, 2 down for Raid. Raid are pulling this back, and this Caro is just pummeling, to be fair. And with its auto reload, I think it's probably a little bit too quick. This auto reload. Marsink is the last. Is about to go. Sinkier in the mouse is surrounded by everybody. But this Caro. Let's see if we can get with the Caro. There he is. This Caro is just obscene. Let's be fair. So Raid 3-1. And no doubt there will be lots to talk about with regards to this Caro 45T because it seems to be a very, very tricky tank to play against. And Old School really using it to maximum effect. But there was like in the middle area there, all of a sudden there was a big collapse from Jokes as we move into Rockfield. Hopefully this one's not going to glitch, but you never know. Because they've been glitching so far. Yeah, it glitched. I don't know why it's glitching. Sorry about that, but it glitched. I have to try and sort that out. Try and understand why it's glitching out like this. Very strange. It's been working fine and now it's glitching out. Bizarre. It was fine and then it's glitching out. I don't know why. Anyway, here on Rockfield we have Jokes on the North Spawn, Raid on the South Spawn. For Jokes we have Venu in the well, we've got everybody in the 71 apart from Sinkier who's in a Kranwagen and Alpaloka in a T100. Looking at Raid, well, we have Drizzle in the IS4, Dobby in the 71, Messi in the T100, Nicky in the 71, Old School again in the Cardo, S1K in the 113, Tim in the IS4. So no real change in the meta there for the Raid boys. Raid are at match point, which will help them and disappoint Jokes. Let's be honest, let's just say it as it is. Let's be truthful about this. Let's not try and pussyfoot around and sugarcoat it. Jokes have got to dig deep. They have got to dig deep. They have had a terrible evening so far. Let's be honest. Pretty much like the evening Raid had yesterday. Raid had a terrible time yesterday. So, Jokes heading towards the A cap with a probably overlook on the B cap. Messi there in the T100 heading for that middle area, probably trying to get the spots, and then if not spot anything, we'll jump into the C cap. Raid, however, the rest of them are en masse looking for the A and the B as well. So we should have a bit of a standoff, with the exception of Messi, who will probably jump into the C cap. Jokes, well, it looks like they're going to push. It looks like they're just going to continue their push and try and iron fist it through the defensive line here of Raid. Now this can work if they've got their focus fire on point. And the call is Nicky, and you can see the shots going into Nicky, so the focus fire and the call so far is working. Nicky having to pull away. No bases. Drizzle is coming around the back, and so is Messi, but Nicky, down he goes. So focus fire did work. Alpaloka, however, down he goes, so tanks down a piece. That is Drizzle and Messi, so we now have turning on their heels here. They are looking to isolate. Venu will chase, but they should be isolating Drizzle. That's likely what they're doing, and they've said attack Drizzle. That is the call, but Raid trying to push through, and now the only problem is here Sinkira is on his long reload. Venu puts a good shot in. Bates, Norman Bates should be able to... No, he doesn't! Norman Bates goes down to the Cardo. That living Cardo again. Ahsoka coming in. Now, Patrick is trying to get around to get Drizzle. Yes, he does get Drizzle. Ahsoka, though, is a one-shot down. Ahsoka goes. So, 3 tanks down to 4 tanks. 5 tanks. Down goes Venu. And look at this Caro. This Caro is just obscene, let's be honest. And Sinkir trying to put the shots in, but the Caro with its 4 clips, it's just a little bit naughty. 2 against too many. This one is going to Raid. There's no way that they're going to be able to contest this. And Raid, triumphant for them today. 4-in-1 against Jokes. Wowzers. Caro again, 3,978 dished out there. This Caro is looking to be pretty nasty. Not gonna lie. So, that is it for this evening. That's all the games for today. Not Jokes day, to be fair. It wasn't their day today. It wasn't their evening. They were doing well, and then they had an hour rack on Alpenstadt against BPS, and then they had a little bit of luck going against them. They didn't have the rub of the green, as we say in golf, on the second game on Alpenstadt. And since then, it seems to just collapse just a little bit for Jokes. Raid, on the other hand, well, they had a terrible evening yesterday, but they seem to have pulled through, got over it, and they have come back strong, winning against Jokes today. Looking at the table, I wonder if we've got any more results in. It's 30 minutes since we started, so may not. At the moment, it's not showing. Let's go down. Let's have a look at them. So, earlier today, APA beat Pink. They're still out against BPS. So, no results there. Gravitas, the other BPS. Well, they went out against Jokes. They're now out against IKRA. No results there. Serenity. Well, Serenity beat beat Raid earlier. They are still out against Pink. No results there. BPS we know. Jokes we know. We've just seen them. IKPA and Raid. So at the moment, the other ones are still ongoing. I would therefore suggest IKRA, Amunet is streaming that. They're still playing. BPS Spirani, Wild's one. He is still streaming because we haven't got a result in that one yet. And 9-0 Serenity still streaming. So those games are still ongoing. This one is finished, to be perfectly honest with you. It has finished. So with that, guys, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for popping in and saying hello. We haven't got any more games today. That's it. It's all over. Just to put you in the picture because some people don't believe me. It's all finished. We're back again tomorrow. Okay. So with that, that's it. It's all over. Let's have a look at the Cardo actually, as Black Box and Black Friday and Super Hellcat and AMX and Object and this and that and oh god, lots of things. Loads of tanks. Badger and Paranoid. Where is it then? Is it in boxes? Is it in crates? Is it? Caliban is there. I have seen it somewhere. Or is it a pop-up? I've seen it somewhere. It pops up somewhere. I don't know where it popped up. But it definitely popped up somewhere. Oh, it's in the Black Friday sale, is it? Oh, black boxes. Ah, let's have a look then. So, it's in the Black Friday. Unbelievable. Check out the main tank in the Black Friday event. Okay, main tank in the Black Friday event. And that's up here. Okay. It's in a box. Okay. It's in a box. So, if you get the box. It doesn't say what may contain. Well, it doesn't say, does it? Doesn't say. What's in it? Oh, I don't know. These are black boxes. So is it in a box? I can't, because I can't see it any other way. So you have to buy all these boxes, yeah? You have to buy all these. What do you get? What's all this? Currency during the event. Okay. All right. I don't get it. All right, so you get black box 1, you have to go to black box 3 and upwards and upwards. Oh, okay, I get it then. So black box, okay, blah 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 blah. Oh, it's okay. It's too complex for my little head. But anyway, there we go. That's it for this evening, guys. Go and check out the other streams. Then I'm going to go now. I'm back again tomorrow, where I might do a 10K special stream, followed by the tour, followed by I will be rolling out on NA, I think, as well. So keep an eye out for that, for the grand final over there. Until then, thank you all for popping in, and I will see you all again soon. Enjoy the rest of whatever day you happen to be in. I've been Fujit. You've been great. Bye.